Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. In this video, we're going to be continuing to wrap the full front end on this Ford F350 Super Duty, and we're going to be going over how to do pre-cut template PPF install on the front fender. This video is going to be about pre-cut template and how to work with templates, and then when we do the passenger side fender, we're going to be doing it a bulk installation. So I'm going to go over the two different installation types. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Okay, so now we're gonna get started. Now, one thing to note when you're doing a pre-cut fender template install, these fenders, most cutting softwares, the fenders are designed to be installed from the back of the fender towards the front of the fender. So we're gonna start right over here at this top corner. So just getting some tack solution behind the film there. And then I'm gonna line that corner up. Just like so. Squeegee that down. That's good. And then from there, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna squeegee down. You can see we have a bit of a wrapped edge over here. So what I'm gonna do is stretch the PPF down to this corner and then squeegee down till there. So that's down. Those are your two major alignment points. And then from there, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line the PPF in this top corner. Probably gonna be hard to see just because of how big this truck is. And then from there, I'm gonna come all the way over to here. There we go. Now these edges can dry out a little bit before I come around and do all my post heating on them later. But for now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start working our way down the fender. So my next alignment point is I wanna make sure that everything's looking good right around this Lariat F350 badge. So just using a little bit of tack solution in there. Pull that down. So I don't want to get too terribly carried away squeegeeing too far forward because we have to stretch the film to the front of the fender yet. But for now, I just want to make sure that this area is down. And it is. Okay, from there we're going to continue working our way around this badge. And the first place I'm gonna stretch to is I'm gonna get the PPF lined up. We actually have a relief cut right here. You can probably see this. So that relief cut is showing that, yes, we need to wrap the edge right there. So with that relief cut, I'm gonna try and make sure that I've lined up with how much overlap there should be along that edge. So just getting some tack solution there. There we go. Now, I'm going to stretch it all the way down to the bottom. Just going to hold that in place there. Squeegee that down. So right now, I'm not worried about how well that wrap is gonna look. I just wanna make sure that that's gonna be around the door. There we go, that's good. And then we're gonna take and start working our way around the bottom of this fender. So I've got this corner lined up nicely. That's good. Now, here's where things can get a little bit tricky. We do have this sharp valley right over here. What I'm gonna do is come in from inside the wheel well here, spray my tack solution in there, and then I'm gonna take one finger, I'm gonna run right along that valley, and then I'm gonna get over here and I'm just gonna hold it down where I sprayed that tack solution, and just gonna squeegee everything down. If there's any air pockets left behind, those you can just squeegee out. And if you have to pick it up, pick the film up, that's fine, that's not a problem. That's good. Now, what we can do is we actually have to stretch the paint protection film forward a little bit, because you can see the film is starting to build up a little bit here. So all I'm doing is I'm just pulling the film back just enough so that we have proper alignment all the way along that badge. Now, because this truck is white, it is going to be hard to see that properly, but I'm just squeegeeing that down, getting that slip solution out from behind the film. Now what I can do is I can start working my way forward. Probably wondering why we're not finishing off this wrapped edge. This wrapped edge we'll take care of once the whole fender is on. This is one of the last things we do before we start our post heating. But before I continue moving on too much, I'm taking the True Spray keg, and I'm just gonna re-slip everything, and that includes pulling the film back. There we go, that is good. So from here, what I'm gonna do is we're actually gonna stretch to this corner. So I'm gonna get you to come around to my left side, and I'm gonna get my tack solution right over here. And this is gonna require some stretching to get that in place. So that's good. That's what we want. Okay, that corner's down. Now we can stretch down along the front of the fender all the way down to here. We do have a little bit of a wrapped edge right here. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull that film back, flush that slip solution out. I'm just gonna let that tack solution dry itself out. Now the fun stuff begins. So we got these big air bubbles right here. We need to get rid of them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna push these out. I'll push these out the front, find the nearest exit for all that air. And before I start really going to town squeegeeing, we have this bit of paint protection film right over here. That's not laying down. So what I'm gonna do, just getting my tack solution in here, and I'm just gonna hold that down with my hand, just like so, and get that down. There we go. Now we can really start squeegeeing all the solution out from underneath the film. Okay, I'm gonna sit down for this. start right at the top. Always overlap squeegee strokes. Make sure your squeegee is positioned properly so you're pulling out all that solution down. There we go. That's good. Now I'm gonna come up here and put some tack solution behind the PPF. I'm gonna get this top edge down. Okay, now we can continue to squeegee everything else out. So we're gonna come right across here and we're just gonna push this solution right out the front. What you can do when you have an edge like this is you can pull it back. Not too far, but you can spray your tack solution in there. And you can really flush that slip solution out nicely. And that's gonna dry up really nicely as well too. And it's just gonna allow you to wrap that edge really clean. Okay, that's good. Now, last thing we're gonna do before we start getting on to the post-heating part of it is we need to wrap this inside the fender well. So I'm going to turn my tack solution on so it's spraying a lot. And I'm just spraying behind the film. You can see I'm lifting it up. That's because this is not down with tack solution, it's only down with slip solution. This is a crucial step that you cannot miss, because what this is doing is it's flushing out that slip solution and it's allowing you to actually get the PPF properly bonded to the vehicle. If this is just slip solution behind there, it's never going to stick. Or I shouldn't say it's never going to stick. It's not going to stick for a long time because that slip solution needs to dry itself out. Now you can see right over here we do have these cutouts where I'm assuming these are bolts, and we're not going to wrap that far underneath. I guess we're going to have to trim off the excess. But what we're going to do is I'm going to take my squeegee, 2 hands, and I'm just lightly going to wrap the PPF around this hard body line right here. Same thing over here. Now I'm going to come in here one more time. Make sure you don't spray yourself in the face. And we're going to start at the bottom and we're going to get this wrapped. And there you go. Okay, that's wrapped. I'm actually going to trim this off because I don't think wrapping around in there that far is gonna work with this fabric liner that's inside the wheel well. But for now, I'm just gonna leave that to dry out. What we are gonna do now is we are gonna wrap the edge inside the door. So this is literally the hardest edge on the truck to wrap. So I'm just gonna, you have to have the door open so you actually have some room to work here. So I'm just gonna pull the film back and flush my slip solution out. And then from here, all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my thumb and I'm gonna go slightly around that corner. I'm gonna go from the top down, pressing that wrapped edge around that corner. And then every time I go up and down, I'm pushing it around that corner a little bit more until it's laid flat. Now we'll do this one right over here. Same thing, we're gonna go top down, slowly push that edge around that corner. Now we have that relief cut there, so I'm just gonna stop right there and I'm just gonna worry about this top section. Pressure washer decided to tell me that it's still plugged in or still turned on. Now, do this bottom piece. It's gonna be a little bit tricky because of how curved everything is here. In this situation, I'm actually gonna pull the film back one more time. And I'm just gonna hit that with more tack solution. Now I'm actually gonna hit it with my squeegee just to get that down. And we do have one finger that's popping up there, and I'm just gonna trim that out a little bit later when I do my post heating. Now we'll wrap the top edge. There we go. That's wrapped nicely. Now, when I wrap this main edge, I'm actually gonna start at the front, get the hardest part down first, just because of this curve. Now we do have a relief cut over here, so that does make things easier. But same thing as I did before, just back and forth, up and down, slowly pushing that PPF more and more over the edge. Now, I'm just gonna trade places here. Oops, sorry. This is where using your fingers to wrap that edge works a lot better than just using a squeegee, because you can get that film around the corner much nicer without leaving any moisture behind. And then you can come in with your squeegee and really get that locked down. Now, that is basically going to conclude this video on how to install PPF on a pre-cut Fender template. I hope you guys found some value in that. If you did, make sure to leave a comment down below, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more paint protection film, because the next video we're going to get into is how to do a bulk fender, and we're going to do that on the passenger side.